Alright guys, so let's first and foremost take a look at our packet. Do you guys see where the target is for our learning target today?
Yes. Yes.
Right. So what we're going to do today is we are going to find the volume of something. And then we're going to figure out how we can double it. So our target for today is I can double the volume of a rectangular prism by doubling one of the dimensions. Whoa, there was a lot of mumbledy-jump in there. So let's break this apart. I can double. What do I mean by doubling something? How can I double something, Christian?
Well, you gotta know it yourself. Like 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4.
So what are you doing right now? You're adding the same number twice, right? So I might do 2 plus 2. What else could I do to double a number?
4 plus 4.
Well, we just did adding. How else can I double it, JT? Multiply by what? So I can multiply by 2, or I can add the same number when I'm doubling something. So we're going to take the volume of something, we're going to figure out how to double it. So is it going to get bigger or smaller? Bigger. Great. Of a rectangular prism, go ahead and point really quick to a rectangular prism that's in the room. Excellent. I see some folks pointing to the Kleenex box.
Oh.
I see some folks pointing to the bookshelves.
I'm pointing right over there.
To that bookshelf? Very nice.
No.
The scissors?
To the scissors.
The scissors man, absolutely. All right, bring it back to me. You guys got rectangular prism. Excellent. So we're going to find the volume of a rectangular prism, and we're going to figure out how to double it or make it 2 times as big by doubling one of the dimensions. That's a new word for us. Take a look down at your packet right now. At the very top, put your finger where it says dimensions, or dimension. Right at the top. Right at the top. Very nice. Got it, Dharma? Right here? All right, so the dimension is the measure of something. So when we look at a rectangular prism, the dimensions are the length, the width, and the height. So everybody look up here for a moment. What is the dimension, Myron, of this side? 3. What is the dimension right here, Kaden?
1.
Well, that would be the height. Good. The 1 would be the height. What's the dimension here, Noah?
It's 2.
2. So it's just the measure of something. Kind of the measure of the sides here that we have. Those are called dimensions. Okay? So if we look at our target, we're going to double one of the dimensions. So we're going to double the length, we're going to double the width, or the height. Good. All right, before we dive into actually doing that, what I want us to do, take a look up here, got a quick video on how to double the dimensions. Okay, before we jump in to our video, you're going to see something that looks like this. Just down here with me. Look up here. You're going to see a box that has a dimension of 3 by 2 by 1. If I double it, I'm going to add 2 of the same things together. I'm going to multiply this by 2, right? So did I double it?
Yes.
Did I double it?
Yes.
Did I double it?
Yes.
We're going to see how these work for doubling. Okay? So keep this in mind. We're going to take this one and we're going to double it. All right, take a look up here.
Changing the dimensions and changing the volume. I have a bunch of building blocks. All of my blocks are cubes of the same size. I have some boxes to store my blocks. My smallest box has a volume of 6 cubic units. The dimensions of the small box are 3 cubes by 2 cubes by 1 cube. My medium box holds twice as many cubes. The dimensions of my medium box are 6 cubes by 2 cubes by 1 cube, and it can hold 12 cubes. My medium box has a volume of 12 cubic units. I noticed that the volume of my medium box is twice the volume of my small box. I also noticed that only one dimension of my small box changed.
Let's take a look at this right now. So this was this box, right? And what did we do to the volume? Doubled it, right? Let's take a look at our dimensions. For the first one, we had 3 by 2 by 1. Let's look over here. What's the same for this formula here? What's the same, Madeline?
2 times 1.
The 2 times 1. So the width and the height were the same. What changed? Adam, what changed up here? From this one to this one. The number changed. How did it change? It went from 3 to 6. So what happened to that number? It doubled. Okay? Now, how many dimensions did we double? Did I double all 3 of them?
No.
How many?
1.
1. So did we meet our target on this one? Did we double it by just 1 dimension?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So now we have a kind of a picture of what we need to do. Can you guys take a look on your packet now? So we have the volume of the box. What we're going to do first is we're going to figure out the volume of this box, which we already saw, right? So what was the length of that box?
3.
3. So everybody in your box, well, what did you notice I did first? What did I write for you?
The formula.
The formula. Awesome, the formula for volume. So let's go ahead and let's find the volume for this box. So we have V equals, so let's write this down, okay? So you got it? So we have 3 times what? 2 times 1. Okay, so let's solve this. What is 3 times 2?
6.
And what do I have to bring down?
1.
Times 1, right? And what is 6 times 1?
6.
Okay, so the volume of this is 6. If I'm going to double my volume, what is my new volume going to have to be?
6.
This is 6 right now. If I double it, what is it going to have to be? Raise your hand, Nevaeh. 12. So everybody right here, just put a 12 up here. Now, some of you might be thinking, how did I, just on put your feet back on your side. Put your feet back on your side, please. You're right on this foot. Scooch back. Adam, just be cautious of your feet, okay? Okay. No, you're fine. You're not in trouble. How did you guys get from 6 to 12? How did you double it? Noah?
The height?
Oh, so you, okay, we're going to get there in a moment. But how did we get from 6 to 12? We did, Fairbound?
Adding more of 6.
Yeah, so you could have done 6 plus 6, good job. Or I could have done 6 times 2. You guys got it. All right, now we want to double the volume of the box. Everybody's ears perk up right now. Look up here. Okay, Kaden, look up here for a second. What we're going to do is we are going to write the original dimensions down. So go ahead and write the original down. Go ahead and write the original right down here, okay? So write this right here. 3 times 2 times 1. Good. Now we have to double it. Let's see, do you guys want to double the length, the width, or the height? What do you think? You guys want to do the height? Oh, you guys picked the easy number 1, right? Length, width, and height. All right, so let's do this. What I want you to do, we are going to double the height. So just circle that so we know that's the number that we're going to double. Okay. Okay, I love your focus right now. So if I'm going to double the number 1, I can either do 1 plus 1 or 1 times 2. Did everybody see what I did there? I just doubled one of them. Sean, did you see what I did?
Did you put a 1 in front of the time?
No, I just put the times 2 right here, okay? So now what is 1 times 2? 2. And what do I still have? The 2 and the 3. So did I change the 3 or the 2? No, I changed the 1 though. All right, let's solve this. What's 3 times 2?
6.
What do I still have?
Times 2.
Times 2, which is what?
12.
Ooh, did we do it?
Yes.
All right. I'm not sure. I don't know. Good question. All right. So boys and girls, let's answer the question. What changed when we doubled the volume? What changed? What did we have to do here? Raise your hand, Joe. What do we have to do? Do we have to double the whole thing? How many things? Just one what? One number, let's be a little more specific, one dimension. Alright, so what I want us to do right now, what changed when we doubled it? Go ahead and write down what changed when we doubled it. What changed here? Alright, so boys and girls, can somebody share with me their thoughts on what we're writing down right now? What do you think, JT? One dimension change, be a little bit more specific. One dimension, it did change, but what did we do to it? Yeah, we doubled it. Okay, so what changed when we doubled it? And you don't have to add this, if you have something close to it, I'll accept that, okay? So one of the dimensions was what? Was double. One of the dimensions was double. Or multiplied by 2. Or added together again, right? When I mean double, those are all those things that I need. Alright, give me a thumbs up if we have this down. Does anybody have any questions before we do a couple practice together? Alright, so our goal again, we are finding the volume of something, we're doubling it. Okay? When you're finished writing this down, flip to page 2. Okay, so flip to page 2. Oh, you do, thank you. Does everybody see page 2 down there? Good, perfect. You can move on, okay, that's plenty of information. Yep, see number 2 at the bottom. Alright, I want you guys right now to put on your work hats. You guys are going to work for Amazon. Congratulations, you're hired. Okay, now, so you pretend you work for Amazon right now. And you have a box with the dimensions. What do I mean by dimensions? Like the sides, right? With side length, the width, and the height. So you have a box with the dimensions 4 by 2 by 5. Our first question is what? Nevaeh, do you have a question, honey? Yeah. Oh, we're going to write it in the boxes. Nevaeh asked if we need to write the formula. We absolutely will. You guys are way ahead. Hold on 1 second. We have to follow step by step. How many directions do we see there? 3. What should we start with? 1. So it says, what is the volume? Or how many cubes will your box hold? So what do I have to write right now? The formula, thank you. So writing the formula. What is my formula for volume? 19. Oh, Joe, what's the formula for volume? Length. Fabulous. So volume equals length times width times height. So should we all be writing this down? Yes. Guess what Mrs. Chandler in 6th grade? Guess what she makes the 6th graders do? Write the formulas. Okay, so you have done. Write your formula, okay? Equals length times width times height. For a little bit. Are you ready? Alright, so what are my dimensions? What am I going to plug in now, Darvan? Look back at the top of your page. What are my dimensions? My length, my width, and my height. 2 by 5. So, I'm going to plug those in now. So what should this look like? 4 times 2 times 5. Okay, so plug those numbers in. Let's write them down. Plug them in. Write them down. Okay. Write them down. Nice focus over here. All right. So what's 4 times 2?
8.
And what is 8 times 5?
40.
40. Okay, so that's our volume. Direction number 2 says, Amazon wants you to build a box that will hold twice as many cubes. So what's going to be the new volume? What do we have to do to our volume? We have to double it. How do I double our volume? What could I do? 40 times what? 2. Alright, so let's see what our new volume will be, and then we'll talk about the dimensions, okay? So what is 40 times 2? What's 2 times 0 is?
80.
And 2 times 4 is?
80.
80. So our new volume is going to be 80. This is the magical question now, number 3. What could be the dimensions of the new box? Everybody focus up here, because this is what you're going to be doing on your own in a couple minutes. Tristana, look up here so you know what to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the original. So I'm going to write down my volume formula. I'm going to write down my original. If you want a box in your original, you can. So I'm going to write down 4 times 2 times 5. Let's go back to our target. How many of these dimensions do I have to double? Hold up on your finger. How many of those am I going to have to double?
1.
Just with your finger. How many am I going to have to double? Just 1. Okay. So let's do the length. So go ahead and circle the length. Yep. Okay guys, what am I going to do now? I am going to double this length. So I'm going to do 4 times 2. 4 times 2 gets me 8. I'm going to bring down the rest. So how many dimensions did I double? 1. How many dimensions did I double? What do you have to do with that? I'm doubling it 4 times 5. Okay, show that work right now. You got it. Am I done yet? No, I just solved it. What's 8 times 2? That's 16 times 5. Oh, I don't know my 16 facts too well. Let's come on over here and do a little work on the side. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 1 is 5. 6, 7,